Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 2 of Rising Tide. Still not too sure how I feel about the whole mechanic with the sea-based cities. It's just, I don't mind having cities that you can have on the water. It's just this mechanic where they don't actually grow when you have to move them around, which I guess they had to do something to try and give them a bit of a unique mechanic. Otherwise, if you could just put cities on the water and they grew like normal land cities, then you might as well just have a map that's 100% land and no ocean. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they felt the need to attempt to make it a bit of a different mechanic. We will have to start trying to move this city around at some points just so we can grab some of these additional tiles that are close by, particularly things like the petroleum and stuff like that. In the meantime though, I do definitely want to get at least one city up here on land. I'm assuming that I do need to destroy these hydrocoral things. They don't seem to attack, so I don't think that they're hostile, but they just generally seem to be in the way, and they stop us getting at certain things. So I am in the process, or at least I was in the process, I'm building a gunboat, so I'm actually building something with a bit of range on it that hopefully will allow me to take those things out without taking any damage. In the meantime, let's go ahead and grab this other resource pod. Inside the resource pod, you found a cache of laboratory equipment from old Earth. That's again, we found another one of those. So now we can go and dig that up. We will end the turn in miasma, unfortunately. We've got another resource pod there, so we'll definitely want to go and grab that. Let's just go next turn. Unfortunate that we take some damage. We do still have some wolf beetles around. Now, we remember these things weren't the friendliest from last time, but we'll keep grabbing these pods. So there's another one. That gives us a little bit of energy. Now, we are going to want to go back here and dig this up, I think. Let's go on to the next turn. Hopefully those wolf beetles will leave us alone. Let's grow here. Grow here? Let's go here. Because I was reading that where it says Deep Castle has grown. We'll construct an expedition. Or an excavation, or whatever it's called. We can't actually get to this one at the moment because there is a one of those hydrocoral things on top of it. So this is actually grown, which all it means is that it's now got an extra population. As you can see, we're already working tiles that aren't great, although all of the tiles close by are pretty terrible. That's the list of buildings we have in it. That's the building queue. Okay, just trying to remember controls and things. So we can actually buy tiles with energy. We've got enough energy to do that if we wanted to. We could just go ahead and buy one of these tiles. But again, none of them are giving us anything that's particularly useful. What I'd be tempted to do is buy the xenomass and move in this direction so we could get the coral. And actually move further north. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got the money. Let's buy the xenomass tile. And then we're going to start to move further north if we can. We'll move here and then maybe here. And we'll see if we can grab these tiles. So we'll go for that. And we are going to want another city, so maybe I'll get my settler next. Those wolf beetles are getting quite close. I'm not happy about that. Hopefully they won't attack. If they do, I'll just have to back off, but I'm hoping that they leave me alone. Yeah, I haven't attacked them, so they're just going to stay away. So we've got somebody else landing on the ground. Again, we don't know who it is because of the way that this thing works now. Yeah, you just keep running backwards and forwards and leave me alone. I'm perfectly fine with that. Choose production. So the gunboat is finished. Now, we could move around, which we probably will want to do. We can't actually build a... What do we want? I think we move and... Well, I don't think we need to move yet. We haven't even finished upgrading these tiles. Let us get ourselves a couple more buildings quickly. I guess we are going to need some diplomatic capital. So let's get the old Earth relic. It's still worth having the culture. Even though the culture isn't going to help the city borders grow, it'll still help us get our social policies more quickly. Or our virtues, as they're called in this game. You can actually build a bed now. I thought that we couldn't build beds here. Maybe I misread things. Actually, we can build beds. What would that give us? It reduces -1 food, but give us 1 culture. I think we'll actually move you over here and build a bed on that one. So we can actually build beds on them. Interesting. We definitely need to get rid of this thing. We do have our gunboat. So let's move a little bit closer. As you can see, these things are spreading. Now, we should be able to take these out at range, and we don't take any damage back. Now, do we get XP? Yes, we do get XP. So at least we'll be able to get some XP on this gunboat, get it upgraded a little bit. So that's fine. So we're going to try and clear ourselves a little bit of a path and get rid of some of this annoying hydrocoral. We've got our worker. You're going to build a bed then, so that'll give us 1 culture on this. Won't give us any extra food, but it'll give us some culture. I'm still not too sure about these, where it's showing the icon to build, because look, as you move the map around, the parallax is really annoying because the icon seems to be directly underneath the tile. So look at this, for example. I mean, if I move the camera up, it looks like it's in this tile, which we must assume it is. If I move the camera down, it's in this tile. It's just that weird parallax doesn't really help in showing what tile these things are on. That's a little bit silly. Hopefully they'll fix that at some point. We've finished the expedition. Your expedition team discovers that the massive bones of the alien skeleton resonated with a strange energy when exposed to specific frequencies of electromagnetic radiation. Well, I thought I was going to get through that sentence without ballsing it up. The team used this phenomenon to conduct experiments not possible elsewhere and discover how to better manipulate the planet's ecosystem and advance ourselves. As a result, they have gained 14 affinity points towards Harmony, which is good, because that's where I wanted to go. We've also discovered an alien artifact. It is battered. Macroelectrons. Macroelectrons are a naturally occurring collection of matter, which inexplicably mirrors the behaviour and appearance of a subatomic electrons. Early indications suggest that macroelectrons could be used to more easily study subatomic behaviour. And again, we've got a couple of alien artifacts here, but not enough that we can put together to make anything, so we don't have to worry too much about that.
Life was like on Earth when the
so we've reached affinity level 1. What do we get for that? Or harmony level 1, sorry. So this is a new thing here. This is me, apparently. So we have these various different traits and things. Unique character trait. So that's what we get as our sort of starting bonus, that more combat strength on cities. So this is harmony, this is supremacy, this is purity, and you can sort of go in between. So we could spend, well, you got to get to level 2 to get anything. Trade routes can be made through miasma. That would be quite good, actually. That's quite useful. We can't do anything with that. It doesn't seem like we can actually manipulate anything there. Diplomacy summary. So that shows us what our diplomatic capital is. So we are earning a little bit. I suppose we do generate some passively. We do generate some passively from the city. So we also have these personality trait things as well, where you can pick these various different perks and upgrade them to give you better things. So increased production for naval units costs us 15 diplomatic capital per turn. But I think that's only if we've got an agreement with somebody else. Add personality trait. How much do we only have? 72. I'm not going to start messing around with this just yet, because to be honest, I don't really know what all of it does. How do we get out of this screen? Oh, it's the X up there, is it? Couldn't see it because it's hiding behind my shadow play recording symbol, so I couldn't see the button there. Anyway. We can grab our next virtue. Science from finishing expedition as well. There's at least one more expedition that I do want to grab. The extra culture is going to be really useful though, so let's grab that first, because we do need to actually clear all of these things before we can uncover this one. And we do need to get this guy back to pick up another expedition module. So we're going to bring him home. Back to the city. Artifact acquired. Yep, we know about that one. We've already covered it. Upgrades available. So we can upgrade our soldier. And how do we upgrade him? We can upgrade him to tier 1. And how exactly do we do this? Or does tier 1 just that middle thing, basically? So what does this do? Here we go. So, pretty much as it was before, we can either give him 15% extra damage when attacking, or heal 5 hit points when not embarked. Well, I think actually you actually ignore. But I think we'll go for that one. And we want to upgrade our gunboat as well. There's a lot more new units and things now that you can get. So we want the patrol boat, and again, we'll give it... So 20% against naval melee units, or 20% against naval ranged units and submarines. Not too sure which one's going to be most useful. Let's go for this one, because I've got a feeling that if these count as anything, it's going to be melee. We still need to finish taking these out. So there's another one down. The only good bug is a dead bug, and I agree. Now we need to take this one out. So let's carry on doing that. Once we finish this building, it might be time to move that city. Now we can start shooting at this one. And then we'll go up there and grab that one. Where is our explorer? You need to get out of there. See, we've got these things here now. They're getting quite in the way. We really do need to take those out. That's quite a big one as well. Yep, somebody else is landing. It seems that the AI seems to choose a lot of positions on peninsulas now that are very close to lots of water tiles, which is quite interesting. We'll have to skirt around the long way here, unfortunately. We have finished the old Earth relic. We could go ahead and build the recycler in the laboratory, but I think we're going to move the city. City tiles can only move onto coast tiles until you research planetary survey. Right, so are we not on a coast tile? We can move here, because that is a coast tile, because you can see the coast underneath it. So we want to move on to this tile. So let us do that. We're going to move on to this tile. Then we will need planetary survey, because this is open water. Okay, that makes kind of sense, I guess. That work is finished. It's suggesting a farm over here. Doesn't seem like that is a bad idea. It's also suggesting a farm here as well. Now, what I think should happen... we might as well get the farm on this tile because it's the same as this one. What I think should happen is the tiles we've already claimed will stay claimed. I believe that's the mechanic, but I could be wrong. Now then, how much XP do you need to level up? Apparently you've got enough, so you should get a level. I never did like the promotion system in Beyond Earth compared to Civ 5. So basically, we only get one bonus, which is a permanent 10% combat strength and ranged combat strength. It doesn't really make it brilliant, does it? And still didn't manage to take that thing down, even with those extra bonuses. So let's get out of here. Unfortunately, embarking and disembarking just takes so much time. So we'll go on to the next turn. I'm probably not playing my best here. I mean, I am... While I like to consider myself relatively competent at Civilization 5, I am a complete noob when it comes to Beyond Earth. The amount of playtime I've got is so little. So we've finished engineering. That gives us combat rovers, thorium reactors, repair facilities. More importantly, it reveals titanium on the map, which is very, very useful. And there is some titanium here in the water, actually. If I can afford to buy that tile, which I can, we're definitely having that. Because titanium tiles are wonderful. Unfortunately, if I move my city too far to the north, I'm going to be out of range to work it. But having the titanium is still very, very useful anyway. Nothing stops us getting another city down here, of course. There are some other resources that we could grab. So having another ocean-based city is not a terrible idea. We should probably get planetary survey, just so that we can move on to the ocean tiles. So let's go ahead and queue that up. I don't remember what all of the different techs are in this game either, so I'm kind of just randomly picking things from the tree, which I know is a little bit sort of stupid, but like I said, this is basically a practice game more than anything. So on to the next turn we go. Nothing terribly exciting happening right now. The city has moved, so now our satellite doesn't move with it, which is kind of interesting. Now, we can't work this tile anymore because it's outside of our range. But we need to choose a production. Let's go ahead and... Do we want to get a thorium reactor? I think we just go and get the recycler at the moment. Get some more production going. You need to come back to the city. You don't have as far to travel now because the city's closer. And what else do we want to do? The gunboat. We need to finish these things off here. We should probably go up and deal with the one up north first, because that's the one I want to clear for my explorer. So we'll go ahead and do that.
If the personality traits you currently have don't seem as useful anymore, you can exchange them for new ones. You have enough diplomatic capital to do this now. Visit the diplomacy section and see if any of the alternative traits are...
Okay, so we can change our traits. So let's go ahead and develop a virtue first. We do want this science from finishing expeditions, because we are about to get an expedition done. So this is the diplomacy thing. Manage my personality traits. Apparently I don't have enough though. Not too sure why it's saying that I can change those. I guess we could change these ones, possibly. I don't think I want to change anything right now. What have we got here? Our explorer. He's now reloaded, so he can go back north. Right, let's get rid of the big one first. We're not going to do a lot of damage to it, but I'm figuring if we don't get rid of the big one, the whole thing can potentially keep regrowing. We've got a quest decision. So basically, plus 15 city hit points from clinics or plus 1 health from clinics. Well, health is happiness, and that's always where I had the problem in this game before. Is that another quest decision we've got? Yeah, apparently it is. So we can have... oh, this is basically for a station. So Dawn's Light provides 1 food and 3 culture. I'd like the food and culture, please. And where are you going to set up? All the way down there. So we need to get ourselves a trade vessel. Might be a technology we need for that, for cargo ship. Trade depot, pioneering. We are going to need pioneering because we need colonists as well. In fact, I think we want to do that first before planetary survey, because we need trade depots. Now that gives us trade convoy. Does it give us the aquatic ones? She'll have to double check when we come to that. But I think we need that first because we definitely need to get another city set up anyway. So in the meantime, we shall continue to use this ship to do some damage. It is still gaining some XP. Let's leave that one. Why can't we see one here if there is one here? Surely if there was one there, I'd be close enough to see it. Oh, we've already fired on this turn. Unit needs orders. You're going to move up here. On to the next turn. Let's just move you to this tile. No, there isn't one there. Maybe this thing's moving around, actually. Let's go ahead and get you to attack. You should be able to get up there safely, hopefully. I'm sure there was one there before. I wonder if something else took it out. So you should be able to get there safely and start your expedition. You're going to continue to attack this thing because I just don't like it being there. There we go, we've got rid of that. And we've finished building whatever it was we were building there. So, we could go and get a mine there. That would actually give us the titanium. So it's worth having it because we are basically hooking up a strategic resource even though we can't work the tile. So we definitely want to go and do that. In the meantime, we know we've still got these things down here that we need to take care of. So let's go and get rid of them. Let's make ourselves some space. It's quite possible that Alien Nest has returned as well. What have we got here? Mysterious encrypted transmission was received from an unknown origin. After some considerable effort, it has been decoded. The clear text reads, "The Culper Cell requires infrastructure for convert operations. You should choose to accept. You will be rewarded in time." Okay. Well, we're still third on the scores. Not too bad, considering I've got no clue what I'm doing. I mean, I am playing on a very, very easy difficulty level, but still. Research computing. Yeah, we'll get there at some point. Unit needing orders. You are going to build a mine. We definitely need to get another ocean city over in this direction somewhere so we can work some of these tiles. So that definitely needs to be done. You're going to continue blowing these things up. Hey, and you got it as well. Good stuff. On to the next turn. Oh, dropping down the scores slightly. So let's move you here. Have we cleared them all out? Apparently we have. We'll use this gunboat to do a little bit of exploring. We do also have our other boat in here. This thing's a little bit faster, actually. So we can do a little bit of exploration with this guy. Choose our production. Let's go and get the... I guess having a submarine wouldn't be a bad thing. We don't have an awful lot that we need to do. Let's get the lab first, and then after that we'll get a submarine if we've got nothing else to build. Unlocked an achievement, Liberty Bell 7. Your expedition team has salvaged the wreckage of a crashed satellite of some kind. It had a protected cache of information from its observations in orbit, which your expedition team relayed immediately to your scientists for analysis. They were able to do preliminary research on a distant technology called cognition. Okay, cool. And we've got the ability to get another virtue. Earn extra culture equal to 30% of net positive health. Well, our health is positive. Or each city tile generates plus 2.5 science for every population. I think that one. We'll try and... I still think it's kind of like Civ 5, where just getting more science is better. Oh, look at that. These guys have got shells. Awesome. More of those coral things. We'll keep having a look around. Now, do we want to bring you guys back first in an effort to get another expedition module? I guess we probably should. Let's do a little bit more exploration with you. Oh dear, we almost ran into something nasty there. We found another alien alien nest. I do want to try and avoid directly attacking these things if possible, because we are trying to go harmony, so leaving them alone might be a better idea for us. If they attack me, of course, I will defend myself. So we're going to bring this guy back to the city for a new expedition module. In which case you can actually go down here. We've actually found a... Oh, worm killing. Yeah, kill a siege worm. I wonder if they can actually go through water or if they're stuck on land. Because if he's stuck on land, he can't actually go anywhere. We'll just keep exploring with you. We've found another alien nest over there. Let's give that a bit of a wide berth if possible. Fair bit of algae going over here. Okay. Found an outpost. We can now construct a mobile machine needed to find an outpost, which we are going to want to do. So we've finished that technology. That's fine. Let's continue looking around here. Lots of these hydro coral things. They do take up quite a lot of space. I guess they're almost the barbarian camps of the water. Now, I don't think he can move off that tile, and we are ranged. He's also not in miasma, so I'm not convinced he can do anything against me. I could find out the hard way here that I'm wrong, but I can just sit here and safely shoot him from the water, I think, and gain XP for doing so. Yep, he doesn't seem to be able to do an awful lot. You've picked that up. We need to get you back onto the land now, really. Let's start heading you up in this direction. We'll get you on the land up here. There's a lot of miasma there, so I'm not necessarily convinced that setting up a land city is all that good.
Enough diplomatic...
So, okay, we've got an upgrade on this thing now, so we can go and pick a new bonus, which was just to give it another upgrade to some stuff that I missed because I clicked it too quick. Yeah, it's just the same again, really. We can change our diplomatic trait. This is doing more damage now, I suppose, which will hopefully kill that thing off more quickly. Do we want to change our diplomatic traits? So aquatic cities have 60% more combat strength and cost 60% less to move. Well, I'm probably not going to move it around all that much. We're not building naval units. I don't really think we need any of these things right now. I don't think they're going to benefit me. So we shall just continue our exploration. Oh, we found a resource pod there. We can pick the resource pod up with anything, remember, so we'll take the boats around and do that. But that will be in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Beyond Earth Rising Tide, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye for now.